Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Listen up, homeowners. A bill making its way through the Capitol could cost you big time when it comes time to pay your property taxes. Sean.
And I could hear guys outside of my bedroom window, and then my window shook.
But before she could call police were already there. We'll explain on Local 4.
But first, we continue to follow breaking news today. State health officials confirm patients at 3 pediatricians' offices may have been exposed to tuberculosis. That tops our news tonight at 6. A healthcare worker at Lakeview Pediatrics and Ascension Medical Group in locations in Macomb Township, Rochester, and St. Clair Shores was unknowingly infected with TB and may have exposed patients in the process.
Tonight we have team coverage. Paula Tutman is at one of the offices in Macomb Township talking to parents. But we start with Dr. Frank McGeorge with more. Doc.
Well, Devin and Kimberly, this alert is specific to patients who may have come in contact with a specific healthcare worker at those practice locations. However, we have been made aware that the healthcare worker was identified after another TB investigation led the practice to test all of its employees.
When a tuberculosis case is identified, it's required that the state receive notification. That's when the epidemiologist detectives go to work, tracing every possible contact that could be a point of both further spread or the source that infected that person.
What you have to do is narrow it down. You test their close contacts. You kind of try to follow, you follow the information.
According to Lynn Sutphin from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the state was notified of an individual with tuberculosis in November of 2019, triggering a broader investigation. These investigations are thorough and time-consuming, and in this situation, it led to TB testing of healthcare workers at the Lakeview Pediatrics and Ascension Medical Group pediatric offices.
The investigation of the case that we had led to this practice.
Once the healthcare worker at the practice was identified, broader public notification began, and now potentially exposed patients will be tested.
We know of the initial investigation that led us to this practice. Other than that, we have not been alerted to any other cases.
So, of course, the next logical question is, who is the original individual with TB who led the state to test workers at these practices? Our Paula Tutman is live outside the pediatrics offices in Macomb Township with what she's learned about that piece of the puzzle. Paula?
Yeah, Dr. McGee. So the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services sent out a news release today, basically alerting people that there could be possible exposures. But we have one local family that says it's not possible for them. It's definite. A source close to a family claims their newborn has an active case of tuberculosis. The claim is that the child was a patient at Cornerstone Lakeview Pediatrics, which is now being investigated by the state after a staffer tested positive for the disease. The source close to the family says the family wants people to know how close this seems to pneumonia. They're also concerned there's a possibility children in the practice could have been misdiagnosed since the symptoms are so similar. The family's in close contact with the health department, and the child's treatment has been ongoing since the diagnosis.
So that gives me the chills, because we were pretty specific asking about that, and we were told that it was just the employee that hadn't worked here for quite a while. So.
What are your thoughts, new mom?
I'm trying not to freak out. Yeah.
The staffer had access to pediatric patients, and the window of exposure is April 1st, 2019 to January 9th of this year, a 9-month window, according to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
This was part of a larger investigation. There has been a case that has been being investigated for the last few months. That investigation led us to this practice.
The state says that the practice, which also has offices in Rochester Hills and St. Clair Shores, has sent out emails from the parent company, Ascension Medical Group, which also owns Providence Hospital. But parents we talked to say they have received no notifications by email or mail, or if they have, they didn't notice.
First of all, I found out about it on Facebook. Through a mom's club that I'm in, and then I checked my email and got an email saying that pretty much any visits since last year, you need to come in and get tested for TB. And they're not even doing the tests here. You have to call a 1-800 number through Ascension, and it's been busy since I've gotten the email. And my son goes to a lot of different schools and therapy clinics, so now I'm concerned that if he had it, he'd be passing it on to tons of other people.
And that is exactly why that mom did not want her face on television until she's able to ascertain whether or not her child has indeed been infected. She didn't want him ostracized, but I did get a note from her. She actually told me that she's been trying to get information. She's been on hold for 3 hours. Hey, listen, this is important. These are really busy practices. Make sure if you go, or if your child, I should say, goes to one of these locations, you are checking your email, you are checking your mailbox for that note from Ascension, so you have information on where and how to get your child tested for tuberculosis at no charge to yourself. But you've got to get that email, guys.
Scary and frustrating all at the same time. Okay, Paula, we appreciate you staying on top of it for us. You can count on Local 4 to bring you new information every step of the way in this. You can review information about those pediatric offices we mentioned and the symptoms of tuberculosis on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com.
Meanwhile, concern is growing tonight about a bill coursing through Lansing that could get very costly for homeowners, particularly in Oakland County. It stems from the effort to improve Metro Detroit mass transit that's been getting some traction in the capital. Business editor Rob Maloney has more. Rod?
All right, here's a question. When is a transportation bill not a transportation bill? And more than that, when you talk to most legislators around here, particularly about this, they'll say, well, the devil is in the details. And that's what you get with House Bill 5229. To much fanfare last November, Wayne Washtenaw and Oakland County leaders teamed up declaring,
we need transit.
They asked the legislature to help them bring Detroit into the national mass transit fold by making it easier for regions to tax themselves to pay for it.
This is not a regional transit bill.
Monroe Representative Jason Shepard sponsored this adjustment to the existing Municipal Partnership Act.
We're all about trying to have locals fix some of their issues and give them the tools in the toolbox to do it.
Detroit State Senator Adam Hollier says it's simple.
We live in a region, and we don't live in one isolated community. We've got to work together.
Yet it's that age-old Oakland County battle.
This is a crash and burn disaster of a bill.
White Lake State Senator Jim Runstead's leading the charge.
Oakland County voters and property taxpayers are not going to get a return on the investment. It is a cost shift, a tax shift over to Wayne County primarily.
The proposal allows for a $5 million increase, meaning an annual tax bill going up between $300 and $1,000 per home. Livingston County State Rep Ann Bolin worries taxpayers won't necessarily end up funding transportation.
While it's presented as being very flexible definition, I think we really need to pause and put some guardrails on that, because that means anything.
Still questions about whether there are enough votes on either side to either make it happen or not. But in the interim, they want to remind everybody that even if 5229 were to pass, local voters would still have to approve any kind of millage increase. In Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Yeah, this Municipal Partnership Act passed back in 2011. This bill would expand it to allow for mass transit to be included. Of course, in 2016, Oakland County voters turned down a much smaller 1.2 mil property tax increase for the same purpose.
All right, now to a Local 4 news update. We've confirmed 13 Detroit firefighters and 4 sergeants will face internal charges for this viral photo of them posing in front of a burning house. The firefighters face a charge of exhibiting ignorance of the rules or orders. Sergeants are charged with failure to properly supervise or take the appropriate action. Local 4 sources say these charges probably won't amount to very much. An East Point mother of 4 hears something outside her bedroom window. Someone was trying to get inside her home, and tonight she is reliving those scary moments. She tells our Sean Lay she's counting her blessings.
This happened here in East Point right before 11 o'clock last night on Rosetta near 9 Mile. Now, this single mom of 4, she says she is so proud of her 19-year-old son who chased after one of these guys trying to get into her house. But even tonight, this mom's heart continues to beat out of her chest when she heard these 2 guys trying to get through her bedroom window, and she was just on the other side.
My nerves are shot. I want to pack up and move.
We're not identifying this East Point mom of 4 for her own protection after what happened last night at her home on Rosetta near 9 Mile. Something that would scare anyone.
I could hear guys outside of my bedroom window, and then my window shook. I have a bar in my window, but my window was shaking. So I text my son, I said, somebody's outside the window. They're trying to get in the house.
At 11 last night, someone was pushing on her bedroom window. Someone was trying to get in. But before she could call police, police were already there.
And I started screaming, and I already heard the police, and I saw flashlights.
Detroit police in East Point looking for one person and catching that person, but it didn't end there. She heard a second suspect, and her teenage son went right after him.
My son went running after him, chased him into the neighbor's yard, over the fence, and the canine unit was actually on the street behind already looking for the guys, so they got him.
Tonight, what this mom doesn't know is that Detroit police were chasing two guys who bailed from a suspected stolen car, and those two were trying to break into her home to get away. She is counting her blessings for her son, who went after one of those men.
I mean, I was scared at first because I didn't know if these guys had a gun or what was going to happen, but he went into protective mode over his mom and his younger siblings.
And both of those men arrested, still in custody tonight, pending charges. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Day 2 of opening arguments in the impeachment trial of the president, and House managers doing a very deep dive into their first charge. Managers have been focused on the charge of abuse of power, that President Trump abused his power by pressuring Ukraine to investigate his political rival. It is one of the 2 articles of impeachment brought against the president. Of course, the White House lawyers still have 3 days to lay out their defense as well.
The president's conduct is wrong. It is illegal. It is dangerous. You can think of these as the ABCs of high crimes and misdemeanors: abuse, betrayal, and corruption.
I want to end this thing sooner rather than later.
A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows 70% of Americans on both sides of the political aisle believe the trial should include witness testimony. In Lester Holt, the NBC Nightly News team, of course, will have a full recap on what's happened thus far. This will go again into this evening, we expect. All that's coming up here on NBC Nightly News at 6:30. Well, many called it a masterpiece that could go toe-to-toe with Ferrari.
We're talking about the C8 Corvette, and it isn't even available at Chevy dealerships yet, but recently it was bought at an auction for $3 million. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean much to thieves in Detroit.
Also, new video of a shootout in the middle of a neighborhood in Warren. Coming up, how a homeowner took the law into his own hands. Here comes Ben.
Devin, clouds are out right now. Temperatures falling, but that 33, that may be as cold as we get tonight. We're looking at the rain rolling in and what else is coming with it for the weekend. That's all next.
It may not seem like it today on a half day of school in an empty weight room, but this guy is one of the most sought after recruits in high school. His story next on Local 4.